How's it going, everybody? Ben from basesetmew here, and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm opening my Storming Emergence Set B box, or the Rayquaza box if you want to. I've opened the Charizard site last week, and while I didn't pull any of these super shinies, I hope with this box this will change, because of course, as I've alluded to in the last episode, if we do get really lucky, we can pull this guy on the top right here, the cover Pokemon so to speak, the Shiny Rayquaza GX. That would be an interesting pull. Let's see if we do get lucky, but other than that, I think we're just gonna enjoy the opening up right here, because opening up these sets in particular is super cool. Essentially, simplified Chinese base set. And all of these sets are super cool, as we're gonna see once we move to the later sets. Cause the next set after this one, the Sylveon site, to allude to a little bit earlier, that one actually contains a very interesting full art trainer. But first we must focus on the Rayquaza site, so to speak. So let's just enjoy this opening, our first double rare. Let me put that one aside, and Gardenia. So as I said in the last episode, like the last set, the Charizard site was definitely more focused on the Pokemon in terms of like really good pulls you could potentially get. This one, there are a few really cool ones, you know, apart from the Rayquaza that I've mentioned multiple times. There's also the Umbreon and the Leafeon. Both of them are really cool. And then we also have Zoroark and I guess Darkrai. Funnily enough, the Electrode that I have in my secondary binder, that one is actually from this set in particular, so I did pull a shiny a little while ago. Darkrai Prism, very cool. Okay, just as I've mentioned in the last one, kind of forgot these Prism cards exist, but I think they're super neat. Let me put this one aside as well, because I think these are super cool, the Prism cards. But as I said, in terms of full art trainers, like, there are so many really cool ones in here. You have the Mallow and the Mars one being my absolute favorite one, even though I already have that in English. Would love to see that Japanese texturing, that would be pretty cool. But then you also have the Lucamine, which is another really cool one. And you have the Lily, which I like to refer to as the Sunhead Lily artwork, which isn't my favorite. I mean, I don't have it in my collection, so I guess it's whatever. Once again, the trainer that I do want to pull would be the Mars. The Mallow, we'll see. The Raikou, and well, speaking of Mallow, here we go. Maybe that's a sign for what's to come. And then in terms of, whatchamacallit, of baby shinies, this set also contains the Zoroark that is coincidentally also in my secondary binder. So, but there are a few more super cute baby shinies. Tapu Bulu, right here, our second double rare. A nice Manectric, and some, what is this? Wormholes. So the Zoro, apart from that, you also have a Voltorb. I guess that would go well together with the Electro that I already have. You also have the Rowlet, which is also kind of cool. And then I guess the Dartrix. We'll see what we end up getting in this set. We shall see. Holographic Meganium and the Umbreon. There we are. So far, nothing other apart from a from two double rares. No baby shinies yet, but I have a good feeling about this pack in particular. Let's see if I'm right with my gut feeling. Trico. Got a Pinsir. Nope. Nope, my gut feeling was wrong. But this one surely must have something good inside, right? Surely. My gut feeling can't be off that many times in a row. Let's see. Dartrix. We've got a Meowth. We've got a Tapu Koko. And some Moo Moo Milk. And a Shuckle. Okay, maybe I was off. Maybe I shouldn't just say anything. Well, this pack just is not gonna have anything. Watch. That's how it works, right? Reverse psychology and all that. Let's see. Dratini. We've got an Umbreon reverse. Oh, we've got Mars. Very nice. So far, though, nose goes for this. We're almost done with the right side. And apart from two double rares, we haven't pulled anything. Don't tell me everything is stacked in the left side of the booster box. Let's see. Nope, that is our super rare. And I think, judging by that border, it is a shiny. I think it's a shiny, judging by that border. Let's see. Yeah, it is a shiny. Which one is it going to be? Which one is it going to be? Oh, it's the Guzzlord. Okay. It's the Guzzlord. Well, it is a shiny, but it is the Guzzlord GX. Okay. Well, at least, just as I said in my last opening, at least it means that this box wasn't tampered with. So we do have our super shiny rare, and we should still have 3 more baby shinies. But just look at the insane texture of these. These just pull the English ones out of the water, and I say that even though I really like the Sun and Moon era texture in the English TCG. But this is just on another level, man. Alright, getting sleeved up right here with the Guzzlord. I guess it's well centered. This is actually perfectly centered, judging from what I can see. Definitely better centered than the Banette GX I pulled in my last episode, so this is still very nice. I'll have it watching over our opening. Maybe give us some good luck over the baby shinies at least. Although I do want to see if we maybe can't get lucky in either one of these boxes that I'm going to be opening up. Maybe we can get lucky and pull like 2 super rares. I don't know if that's a thing. That is definitely a thing with these newer simplified Chinese booster boxes, as I've proven actually multiple times, funnily enough. Still sounds kind of ridiculous, right? I've proven that you can pull more than 1 super rare multiple times. That's just something to take in, right? Okay, let's see. Is there going to be a baby shiny? Nope, that's just a Flaffy right there at the end. And I think 2 more packs on the right side. No, I think 3 more packs on the right side. Okay. Just having that Guzzlord sitting there and looking at it, it still looks super cool. I know Guzzlord isn't a very popular Pokemon. It's definitely not the shiny. Oh, okay. We have another Ultra Beast. We have another Ultra Beast. I don't want to call this a baby shiny because, you know, Ultra Beast and all that. But there we are. That is our first baby shiny, so to speak, quote unquote. Yo, okay, that actually looks pretty cool. That looks pretty cool. Okay, let me sleeve this one up as well and put it right next to our Guzzlord. Okay, we've got 2 Ultra Beasts watching over our opening. Nothing can go wrong in this opening, right? Nothing can go wrong now. Okay, like the right side is now pulling through towards the end. I was kind of getting worried there that everything was going to be on the left side of the booster box. But nope, we've got a Shedinja by Kavayo, that looks pretty cool. I should have called out some of the other artworks, but I was busy talking about something else. We'll see if we end up pulling them again, so I can talk a little bit about them, because there are actually so many cool artworks in here that I would love to mention. So maybe I shouldn't talk as much and just appreciate the artwork. Like this one, the Electro GX. This is a very rare 5-band graphics artwork that I actually really like. I think this is super well done. This is actually a really, really well done artwork. There aren't that many 5-band graphics artwork that I like, but this is definitely one of them. Now we're done with the right side, so on this side there should still be 2 more baby shinies. So let's see which ones are they going to be. Well, another double rare with the Ampharos. This one I guess it's alright. You have a really big city in the background, which I don't know why. Don't really make much sense, but there we are. There we are. And the Lusamine right here. Not going to be pulling a full art trainer in this one, unfortunately. I don't think so. Unless there is a chance to pull, you know, an additional super rare over the shiny or whatever you pull. Well, technically you only pull 1 super rare, right? And then everything above is even better. A super rare or better, which in this case a shiny super rare. So I don't know, as I said, if it's possible. Maybe we can you know, prove the odds wrong and pull more than 1. I've done it before. Trico and just Lily right there. I think that's the first Lily we pull. I think we might have pulled almost every single trade. No, we haven't pulled the Whitney. We haven't pulled Whitney yet. So that's another one we need to look out for. Got Geodude, Dino, got Tapu Koko again, and a Grovyle. Let's see what's in this pack. I have a good feeling about this one. Also, from what I've noticed, these packs are a little bit harder to open than Japanese packs. I think the foil is just a little bit more, or a little bit thicker. So they are a little bit more difficult to open. A Shuckle GX. Okay, I didn't even know Shuckle had a GX card, so I'll be honest. But I guess it does, so there we are. That's a Shuckle GX. Very cool. Maybe this one will have our second baby shiny. We'll see. We've got a Sableye. We've got some Notebook of sorts. We've got a Geodude. Nope. We do not have our second baby shiny in here. But we mustn't lose hope, obviously, since we've pulled the shiny super rare and one baby shiny in the Ultra Beast quote-unquote baby shiny. This box wasn't tampered with. As I said in the last opening, I buy these from reputable sellers. Oh, here we are. This is another one that we haven't pulled before. Which one is this? Is this Pokemon Breeder? Or, because I recognize these three symbols, this is just the Chinese name for Pokemon. So it must be something like that. It's either Pokemon Farmer, Pokemon Breeder, one of the two. That's another trainer that we haven't pulled before. I think that means we have actually pulled every single trainer in here. Not in the full art variant, obviously. But I think we've pulled... No, we haven't pulled Whitney yet. I think Whitney is the only one we're missing. Whitney is the only one we're missing. We've got Skitty by Ken Sugimori. Very cool. Skitty is, of course, one of my favorite Gen 3 Pokemon. Well, I do say one of my favorite Gen 3 Pokemon, and then you know me. I love Gen 3, so technically every single Gen 3 Pokemon is my favorite. Okay. Let's see. This is the one I wanted to mention. The Mareep. Look at how cute that looks. That is such a cute illustration, right? Let's see. We've got a Vileplume. We've got a Muck or Alolan Muck, and some form of hammer right there. This is just more of the same of the first side. Looks like the baby shinies. If there are two more, once again, I have no idea about the odds of these packs or of these booster boxes. But looks like if they are hiding in here, they're hiding in the very last packs. Oh, it's the Zoroark again. Holy moly, what? I have two of these right now. I mean, if the centering turns out to be great in this one, I might just send it into grading. Yo, okay, that's the second Zoroark. That is super cool. Okay, this is another trainer. I guess this one doesn't have a full art, so I guess there's more trainers in here that just don't have full arts. We have the Miltank, we have Whitney featured in the background right there, but that's of course not what you're after if you want these trainers. Let me sleeve the Zoroark up. Yeah, if the centering turns out to be good, I might just send this into grading. Speaking of grading, I have a bunch of cards still sitting there, waiting to be graded. Unfortunately, PSA closed down grading to anyone outside of the US. I don't know CGC. CGC is kind of odd, because CGC, while they do have an office in Germany, they don't have a grading facility in Europe or Germany. So they just end up sending the cards to the US anyways. I know that is going to change. I think they've announced that they're working on getting a grading facility, like within Europe, which would be really, really cool. But a company that does have a grading facility in Europe. Wait, that's a second Electro GX. Okay, I didn't know that could happen. That's a second Electro GX. We put that aside. The one company that does have a grading facility within Europe is actually BGS. So I've been thinking of sending some cards to BGS. I only have one slab, one BGS slab, and that is my Friends in Gala 9.5. I actually do think they look pretty cool. The only thing I don't like about them is that they are super bulky. Like they are way bigger than any other slab. I think they're around the same size as an ARS slab, so they are just really bulky, but I think they do look pretty neat. Let's see, last pack. This needs to have our last baby shiny if the ratios are correct. We shall see. We've got a Pikachu. We've got an Eevee, or 3 Eevees, 3 for the price of 1. Nope, that's just a holographic, okay. So we only pulled 2 baby shinies in this opening, okay. So now I have no idea about ratios. So we've only pulled 2 baby shinies. We did get our shiny super rare. And let me see how many double rares we've gotten. Yeah, we've gotten 6 double rares. In the last one, we've gotten 5 double rares and a baby shiny. So I wonder if the odds are kind of whatever. I think, well, the super rare, that is promised. Super rare or better, that is definitely promised. And then, apart from that, anything is really, like, open. So Maybe I got lucky in the last opening. Really happy about the Zoroark once again, even though I already have that one. This is one of the cutest baby shinies I've ever seen, don't you agree? This is such a cool one. Okay, well, but anyways, I guess that does it for this opening. If you enjoyed this one, then please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, then give it a thumbs down. Tell me in the comments below what you didn't like, so I can try to fix that for future videos. Next week, we are, of course, going to open the last of the Storming Emergence booster boxes, which is the Sylveon site. And as I've alluded to, the full-out trainer, or one of the potential full-out trainers we could pull in here, is actually really crazy. I'm really excited to open this one up next week. But as I said, that does it for this video. Right here's a video that YouTube thinks is best suited for you. Right here's the subscribe button. Click this one first, then click this video. Check out any of their videos in the description below, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Peace, peace. Take care.